So Joey, welcome to Montebello Rockfest. How you doing?
Thank you, sir. I'm good. Good. It's not that sunny. It's not that hot.
Nice and breezy.
Yeah, it's killer. I'm wearing pants, which I like. I prefer. And I brought shorts, but I really don't like to wear them because I think old men in shorts look funny. You're not old, so you're fine.
Do you wear like sandals and socks too if you wear shorts?
Never. It's okay if you're at the beach or something, obviously, but yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Stick with the Converse.
Yeah. I like my pants and my shoes.
All right. So you just started a new record label called 1 Week Records.
I did.
What can you tell us about this? And you're releasing an album with Chris Cresswell and Brian Wallstrom.
We released an album with Chris and Brian, and got a couple more coming up, and many more actually. But the idea was predominantly had to do with the fact that I enjoy producing music, but there's more and more of a crunch with small labels to be able to afford the production, that has to go behind a record, and so I always had this thing that I really enjoy demo tapes. Often demo tapes are live, and they have some kind of magic to them that goes away later with a bigger production, and I also just like the rawness of a performance if it's well done, especially. So the idea really stemmed from things like the BBC sessions, and there are many companies that were doing this sort of thing, but those are generally a few songs or a concert. I wanted to do it like an event that was released as one thing and not chopped up into songs. That's another kind of issue that I've had with the record industry for a long time, is that this sort of romance that goes away with a collective thing when you can chop up songs and they can shuffle in your device. And so it covers all those ideas, and it's just a really nice tie. How's it going? Can I borrow those goggles? Okay. One sec, I want to wear them. Yeah, just one moment. So anyway.
So yeah, you were saying?
Thing about it is that, there's time to go skiing and wakeboarding. So yeah, I think, the thing is what's another thing that's a nice default about it is that people have to be able to play. There's not multi-tracking involved. We do some overdubs, but you really get a raw performance from someone, and I think it's an important thing that almost doesn't exist anymore, with innovations, like Pro Tools and Logic and all these ways to manipulate sound, which I'm steeped in. I've done many records that way, but there's something really special about an actual performance by a guy, and I think people still like that. I think it's an important thing. So, it's kind of win-win. There's really not a big budget to do it. We do it at my house. The last bird that the stone killed for me was the fact that I live a kind of bipolar life. I spend half my life on tour, and then this little other half, it's really a lot less than half, at home with my family, with my girls. And as over the years, I sort of realized at one point, I realized fully that my wife didn't know a lot of my good friends around the world, and my daughter would never know them. And so this is an interesting solution to that. A lot of these people that come to my house, they come from Australia or Quebec. I just did a record with a guy named Joe Bergeron from Quebec City, and they stay with me. So they're having breakfast with my family every day. We're drinking coffee, and they're hanging out, and my daughter's really excited about it. She doesn't know the difference between Iggy Pop and Joe Bergeron. So there's this great thing for me that I'm able to marry a little bit of the lives that I have.
Awesome.
It's pretty good. So far, so good. People seem to like it, and I like it.
So you're going to stick with only solo acoustic artists, or are you going to venture off to different styles? Or
for now, I have to, because I have a pretty small place, and the studio's in the basement, and there isn't room or really the ability to record super loud instruments. We do some little electric guitar stuff, but sticking to the quiet instruments is kind of important now, because it's not a legal studio, and I could very easily be shut down for noise ordinance violations, and those sort of things exist, and that's part of the problem, I suppose, with doing like full bands. But the other thing is that if you have to do 10 songs in a week, you would have to do those live with a band, so you'd have to have a lot more production value, just microphone setup, everybody wired, and not a whole lot of time for. That's what people do at these festivals. That's what they do. I'm hoping that, you know, if it does well enough that I'll be able to do like a satellite studio and actually do bands. Because the cool thing about it is if it is for bands or artists that already have records, they can do anything they want. They can play covers, they can, you know, it's like a live session, you know? Yeah.